We'll talk about the general regular council meeting Monday, April 20th, 2026, 5 p.m. City Hall, South Beloit. Request all your phones be turned down or silenced, and we get a roll call, please.
Commissioner England?
Here.
Commissioner Henderson?
Here.
Commissioner Morris?
Here.
Commissioner Prentice?
Here.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Here, and please stand, take your hats off. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing, please, Don.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day, Lord. We're just so appreciative for your blessing on the city. And we just, we're grateful, Lord, that you protected this city from the storms that passed through here the past week that were devastating all around us. And so we thank you for your protection on the city. And we just are grateful, and we just seek your wisdom tonight and all the decisions that need to be made in Jesus' name.
Thank you, Don. We missed you last week. Our last meeting, not last week. All right, we're gonna just our agenda. We're gonna eliminate executive session number 1 on our executive session. Get a motion on revised.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as revised. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Get a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Public comment. Anybody got public comment? You stand to give you your name. Yes, sir. You got 3 minutes.
And my name is Adam Gracie, and I own Ahead of Planet Incorporated LLC, or Ahead of Planet Inputs Incorporated LLC. And we seek to provide natural and safe for the environment fertilizers that are made all from ingredients from within the United States, some of which are invasive species that hinder our production of fisheries and different types of ecosystem viabilities in the United States. And we seek to do a lab here in South Beloit where we can start our very beginning of production. And we had some humps in the last couple of the last meeting that we were painted as like we would be a nuisance to smell or some kind of exterior to the lab situation. And it really, I don't really know where those gripes really surface from, other than just the knowledge that the ingredients that we're using contain fish, and but they don't really have any basis on the actual science that we're using in the lab. We're using all like cutting edge biological sciences. The gases or any off gases produced are very inert. They're CO2 that would be normally environment from it's the same type of gases that are in swamps or in nature everywhere around us, and they're very similar to the kind of marine gases that are produced in during of beer. And but we don't really have a smell because we don't produce anything that we're using water in our process, so it's all sugar and fish. So we're in a very basic sense, we're pickling a fish and closing it in a container and then allowing it to process on its own, and then we extract out the viable products from that process. And we've figured out every layer of product that comes from that process so that we can turn it into a viable commerciable thing that can be reproduced over and over again. And I really look forward to doing business here in South Beloit. It's this is a big industrial city, and the main heading of the city that I'm aware of is industrial commerce is the first thing, first and foremost. And that's what I'm very excited to do, is to grow we're very small, and so I'd like to be able to get the opportunity to just begin to do the good things.
All right, thank you. If you guys want to, before we start the meeting, I went over and checked the barrel sitting there. But thank you.
Yeah, of course. This container will be using, it's a very standardized barrel that would sit closed with bleeder valves that goes to a carbon filtration system, and then an argon exit system that would be all protocol to OSHA, protocol to environmental safety. We've talked with the wastewater treatment facility, and the commissioner there, or the main administrator there, told us that he saw no issue in any part of the process that I was explaining to him. And I absolved all of his fears of any sort of injection into their wastewater treatment facility, because we don't, it would not be commerciable for us to be able to lose product in this product process, because every part of it is a you know, a commercially valuable thing for us. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I'll be available after the meeting for any sort of. Thank you.
Anybody else? If not, moving on, public comment, so approve minutes for the regular council meeting held April 6, 2026. Get a motion first. All in favor? Report from us, the finance, approval of finance paid April 4th through April 17th, 2026 for the amount of
$334,749.59. Motion.
Megan.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Prentice,
Yes.
Commissioner Eden,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, attorney report.
No report this evening.
No report, correspondence. You know, no correspondence. We're ready for new business. Discuss and or motion item. Discuss approved motion to reconsider ordinance 2908, approving a special use permit to allow production of soil additives and amendments to wholesale distribution thereof in commercial retail zoning district 290 Elmwood Avenue, South Beloit. Mr. Mayor, we missed the city administrator's report.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no,
Excited.
Trying to make up time.
I'll be sorry, Mayor. I'll be fast. I've already mentioned to most of you, but if you have not driven by Eastern Avenue lately, Steve and his team rented an excavator all of last week. It's a completely different landscape. Saved us a boatload of money doing it in-house, and his guys got valuable experience on a machine that maybe they wouldn't have been able to otherwise operate. So please go take a look at that. Good job, Steve. Also, strategic planning is coming together in terms of stakeholder groups. I am still recruiting. If you know anyone that wants to be more involved in the stakeholder group, still have time to do that, please let me know. Those stakeholder group meetings are gonna happen on Wednesday, May 27th. But the publication of the survey has been mailed out, and we will also do a social media push. It's also on a banner on our webpage. So if anyone is interested in taking that, you don't necessarily have to live here. We're looking for feedback from people who drive through our community, visit our community, live in our community, work in our community, makes our difference. Have relatives in our community. Anybody that wants to listen, but we're open to hearing that. So please encourage people to do that. Also wanted to thank the board for allowing me to retro approve the hire of Cesar Medina. He started today, so he's on the agenda as a retro approval, but we are critically short-handed upstairs, and every bit of staffing that we can get as quickly as possible is helpful. So thank you for allowing that. We have one more vacancy now. Today was the first day that we were without Kylie, so we will get that position posted soon and try to make the final hire. Jennifer right now is taking on all of the new things and will be primed for training, and she has now sat in the seat upstairs. So she is earning said raise that is on the agenda for her also later in the agenda. And then lastly, I just wanted to inform the council and staff that I will be at IPSI year 2 all of next week. So I'll be working for Effingham. Have to check in by noon on Sunday, and then we'll get to drive home the afternoon of Friday. So it is a full week away at Effingham, but I'll be available as best I can in the evenings and things like that before session starts and after. And then Don, I know that everyone is on the edge of their seat waiting for your financial report, so I will hand it over to Don for his quarterly report. I know he has at least a couple of nuggets to go over.
I was gonna say, I'd probably take the next half hour.
I don't think so.
If the priest gets here, she will speed it up. Anyway, I have handed out to you the first quarter financial results. And I kind of rearranged the pages so that I to identify the areas that I want to talk about. You'll notice in the general fund that expenditures exceeded revenue by 936,000, which is a significant, but a lot of that are adjustments, I'll go through them really quickly. We typically prepay for liability and workers' comp policies. And so while they're prepaid, they get set up as a balance sheet item in 25. I made the adjustment to move it back into 26 in this period, and that was 314,000 for Illinois County's liability and 88,000 for IPRF workers' comp. So that's a good chunk. That's roughly 200,000 of the 900,000. And then if you go to page 1, you'll notice that that's a liability coverage. And so then if you go to page 2, we also transferred $100,000 to the fire pension fund. We because of the pension fund being 100% funded and the payouts being close to 200,000 a year, we supplement the required contribution of about 11,000 with almost 200,000 of city contribution. And so cash flow wise, I needed money to cover the retirees' payments for the next few months. So I transferred 100,000 from the and then if you go to the next page, which is page 3, you'll notice under the fire personnel contract, 154,000. And part of that again is the town of Beloit first quarter was 300 or 76,000. And then I take that back. Town of Beloit was 200 and some thousand.
57.
Pardon?
257.
257, thank you. And then we have a payment to Metro for the period March 12th to 4/1 of 76,000. And then we had a payment of April for Metro of 118,000. So a lot of that is just timing issues that resulted in that those 3 items basically cover almost the entire 907,000. And a lot of it is just timing issues as to what it got reported. The liability policies are for the entire year, so you have the entire budget basically in that period. Then if you will go to the first page of the investment schedule, which is the last page, you'll notice that during the month that we had negative cash flow of $367,000, and that follows February, which was 400 and some thousand. And this is typical in this time period. As you saw, a lot of the expenses that we pay up front for the entire year because of just the timing of those. And also, until we start getting our tax money in, we often run into negative cash flows. But it still leaves us roughly 20 million in the bank. One other quick comment is that the last schedule is the current year, year to date, and you'll notice that in the state share funds, that roughly were 80,000 ahead of a year ago for the 4 months, which is good. That's the good news. So, and then one other comment regarding 25. The auditors are due in next week. I've made most of the adjustments. There will be some other minor adjustments. Particularly, we have an issue in with the garbage account in the general fund that the revenues aren't what they should be, and we're not sure somewhere in Tyler, there being misapplied. And we haven't been able to identify that at this point with that service call in with Tyler to find out where they're adjusted. But anyway, for the year 25, we're 312,000 ahead. Revenues over expenses, I would assume that it will be very close. And most of the adjustments have all been made, unless the auditors find something that I'm going to be very unusual. But right now, it looks like we'll have a positive end of the year. And according to our policies, whatever that number is, we will end up transferring that to capital projects or some other fund later in the year. So that's all right.
How many years in a row, Don? How many years in a row we've been up positive?
Several.
Several, yeah, it's always good.
Yeah,
You done now?
I'm done.
I will,
I
will proceed, yeah, okay,
Thank you.
thank you,
I
Don.
think it's what he's trying to say there.
In case you got a second one, so that's all right. All right, our new business, discuss vote time, we're trying to, discuss the vote to reconsider ordinance 2908 to special use from that law. The next one, who solar letter, Jim, and that's the food sale distribution, thereof, commercial retail. Northern District 290, Elmwood Avenue, South Lake. But did you want to make a motion? So,
First, you make a motion to reconsider. That would need to be the first.
should make a motion to reconsider this. You got any way?
Commissioner Morse made a motion.
Second.
Please. So now we need a roll call vote on that motion. Commissioner Perkins,
Yes.
Commissioner England,
No.
Commissioner Henry,
No.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes. So we got 3-2.
So now the matter has been reconsidered. All that means is that it is
Yeah.
back on the table. And at this point, it sounds like there's a desire to lay the matter over to the May fourth meeting. So need to be a motion.
I'll make a motion that we lay this agenda item over to May 4th, city council meeting.
Second. Okay. Might get a roll call on this too, huh? Roll
Yeah.
call, please.
Mr. England,
No.
Mr. Edgerton,
No.
Mr. Morris,
Yes.
Mr. Perkins,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, so we'll lay this over to, May 4th meeting. Okay, discuss approve ordinance 2912, amending the code of ordinance to add section 50-38 regarding administrative records for the, police department, city's police department. Motion, please.
Okay.
Second. Okay.
Could I ask Laura to talk about this one?
Sure.
Sure.
This is before you because this position is not enumerated in this code. This position would serve as the FOIA officer for records received by the police department. So we wanted to put the position in the code and indicate that this position would serve as the FOIA officer for records received by the police department.
Could we use that for codes for our of the city, besides just the police department? The code, I mean, this year is for
You can say you want to ask if we can use the FOIA request for
request for
other
the
parts of the
police.
city, so it's part of
Or is it just the
So
police?
this position would only be the FOIA officer for records received by the police department. Your city clerk is the FOIA officer for every other FOIA request received by the
Yeah,
city.
could she help her out?
There can definitely be staff coordination and help for
Okay,
sure.
that's what I want.
We're just needing-
I just want to make sure we're not hiring one for one and then not the other.
No,
And
and
the
this
reason, we're just
position,
codifying this.
Yes, this mayor, the reason that came up, is that the police department, especially since the usage of body cam video, their amount of FOIA requests that have been received have been astronomical, so it is starting to make more sense to let the city clerk handle the general FOIAs. But yeah, they do sometimes need to bounce ideas off each other.
That's why I want to make sure we make good use of our money when we're doing. Anybody else? Thank you.
Mr. Eagle,
Yes.
Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Morris,
Yes.
Mr. Prentice,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, discuss approve resolution 6699, approving interagency agreement for the purpose of non-criminal justice. Private contractor providing administration of criminal justice service to the city. Motion please.
Vote.
All right,
Yeah, this is just a program for the police department, countywide. We're getting away from a program called Vision Ticket, and they're going to a new company called Quick Solutions. They're the ones that can go, we fund all of our citation forms, the other violations. With this,
so yeah, service will just change it.
it's, yeah, they're changing services, again, countywide.
Thank you, please.
Commissioner Pennington,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Mr. Prentice,
Yes.
Commissioner Eagle,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, discuss approve resolution 6700, approving the purchase of personal protective equipment for the city of South Florida Fire Department. Motion please.
Second.
Okay, Chief, I guess this is yours, I would imagine.
A lot of homework, it's changed a little bit here and there, but the end result is 3 of our main layers. Outer shell, thermal, and the moisture side, we are very neck and neck with 2 of the vendors, and definitely feel very comfortable that our people will be taken care of. Just wanted to reiterate, this is just the coats and the pants, working on the boots and the gloves. I think I'm able to shrink that down a little bit, but some of the savings that we'll make from this will offset probably 3/4 of the purchases of the gloves and the boots.
Okay, this is 11 sets of equipment,
Yes,
11 sets, and this is 38,663, but this would be for Jefferson Fire, is that it? No, fire circuit.
Fire
Fire. Okay, anybody else, Kenny, you got anything to say? No, all about this stuff. I'm gonna get you. Can you go to that?
I can add, Mayor, just so the council's not alarmed when this comes back up, these 11 cents are currently for our 9 full-time people, plus Nick, Miller, and Chief. Is that right?
Yeah.
That was like 11. There is still a plan to soon hire paid on call, paid on premise, and eventually, some of our stuff is still gonna be usable, but there's probably gonna be another round, another 10 to 15 full sets of current here coming up this year. So, you remember that the revolving loan fund had something like 280,000 in it. We're gonna hit it pretty hard this year to make sure our equipment gets stuff. And then the plan will be to try to replace about 4 suits each year to make sure that we don't ever have to break a large finish with this.
We haven't been keeping up with replacing them
That's right.
the last few years because of all the changes going on. Absolutely. Yeah, I asked the chief just to give me a recommendation. I wouldn't happily go with it. So thank you.
So the fire next company that's the company that makes the equipment.
that's who we're gonna add in. Just to make sure when I went through like at first. Once digging in a lot more deeper and with the numbers, and I don't wanna bore you with as far as the thermal protection, they're very close. Comparable, so I'm very comfortable that our guys will, and or future ladies will be definitely safe when it comes to that.
Chief, I appreciate the time that you took responding to my email. I wanted to make sure that we were getting the best we possibly could at a great cost, so I know that it took a lot of your time and effort. I just want to publicly thank you.
But, and not to throw, but I'll tell you, after all these years, so much of it changes so much.
Mhm.
So there was some things I learned.
Yeah.
So I was glad that you did that. I mean, do a little bit.
I'm sure you weren't though.
Honestly, it opened up my eyes.
Good, all right, good, so I appreciate it.
Yes.
You got a motion and a second, so anybody else, if not, Megan, please.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner England,
Yes.
Commissioner Hedrington,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, okay, we just. Some process of first do equipment for your police, yeah. All right,
That will be the bidding process. Right, just make sure.
It's in the resolution.
moving on. Discuss approve resolution number 6701, authorizing the appointment of Megan Ruff as trustee for the fire pension board. Get a motion, please.
I'll move. Second.
This would be probably all in favor, huh? Would,
It's listed as a roll call vote in the document that was prepared. So we just do a
Megan.
roll call.
Megan, you have to do it to yourself.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner England,
Yes.
Commissioner Hedrington,
Yes.
and Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, welcome. Discuss approve resolution number 6702, approving the pre-purchase of technical support for the Entree Computer Solutions. Motion.
So move. Second.
This is just another 100-hour block. That's how we get the cheapest possible rate. I think this is our third time purchasing the 100-hour block from Entree. They're a very good provider. I will add that we have done a better job in this last 100 hours of better charging the appropriate department. So usually if we don't know, we just charge it to chief treatment. No, I'm just kidding. We keep a really good track of, and usually it is, it's usually PD and city hall that require most of the hours, but we're no longer charging all of that on our accounts and finance. If Shauna needs some or Steve needs some, we're appropriately allocating those hours to the appropriate departments, so but it's a little bit.
Well, Megan, please.
Commissioner England,
Yes.
Commissioner Hedrington,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes. Discuss approve revised offer of employment for Jennifer Robinson at a rate of $22 per hour for utility billing clerk, new duties, including primary responsibility for the city software provider, Tyler Technologies, effective April 20, 2026. Motion, please.
Motion.
Got it. Yeah. Jennifer's taken on a big role here now that we've had some lost some personnel, and that is more than happy. We're getting a lot for our money, but you want to go explain.
No, you're spot on, Mayor. Really, the only thing I'll add is this is in line with what we did for Kylie when Kylie became our lead for Tyler required. And actually, I think Tyler's was a little bit more, it was maybe $1.75 bump. But that came with over 100 hours of training. Jennifer was along for some of that. Now she's kind of soaking it up from Kylie. But this is very fair in comparison to what the workload that she's taken on right now. And she's gonna be responsible for training not only Caesar, but our future hire, as well as still training Megan, some of the things within Tyler Technologies that is so critical for our city's finance across the board. Everything that touches money in the city goes through Tyler. It is absolutely critical that we have one person that's kind of the hub of the knowledge and someone that we can service first before going to Tyler to try to submit it, support. Jennifer is our, it's been almost 3 years.
No.
It's been great.
Sure, I mean, it's no such wasting time here if you're not happy. Morgan, or, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I said Morgan, but it's cool.
Commissioner Hedrington.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yep.
Commissioner England,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, discuss approve hiring of Caesar Medina at a rate of $16.50 per hour for a full-time office assistant. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
We've already got him working, we pre-approved him through voice.
He started today. If you haven't met him yet, please pop in and introduce yourself. He is going to school remote this semester as he finishes up at U of I. But he's very bright young man, and we're looking forward to the many different ways that he can help a lot of different departments that run the city. He's going to be a great addition. I hope to keep him.
Megan, please.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
Commissioner Hedrington,
Yes.
and Mayor Fitzgerald.
Yes, discuss approve hiring Ethan Morgan at a rate of $15 per hour part-time parts seasonal employee, motion please.
Second.
Steve,
Yep, this is the first of four that will be coming across for their hires. We'll actually end up with a big summer help this year, but I have two that are returning from last year. It's gonna free us up to do a lot more done this year.
sounds good. Megan, please.
Mr. Franklin,
Yes.
Commissioner Edelman,
Yes.
Mr. Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Mayor Fisher.
Yes, we're gonna put a executive session, so we ask that everybody, if you would please exit. We will. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. All in favor? Aye.
Well, I think I'm here for a little bit.